If you are over 60 and you believe that simply staying busy or taking a short walk now and then is enough to keep your body strong, I want you to stop for a moment and really hear me out. Because what I'm about to share with you could completely change the way you think about aging, movement, strength, and independence. Most people assume that getting older automatically means becoming weaker, slower, stiffer, and more limited. They think it is normal to struggle getting out of a chair, normal to feel unsteady on the stairs, normal to lose power in the legs, and normal to rely more and more on furniture, railings, or other people. But what if I told you that one of the biggest reasons this happens is not age itself? It is the loss of one very specific ability. And the good news is that this ability can be trained. In fact, there is one simple exercise that many people over 60 can do right at home without a gym, without fancy machines, and without spending hours working out. This one movement can help strengthen your legs, wake up your balance, improve your confidence, support your heart, and make daily life feel easier again. And most importantly, it trains one of the most essential skills for staying independent as you age. That exercise is the sit to stand. Yes, something as simple as standing up from a chair and sitting back down the right way may be one of the most life-changing exercises you can do after 60. I'm Dr. David Wilson, and today I want to show you why this movement matters so much, why so many people overlook it, how to do it safely, and how just a few minutes a day can begin changing the way your body feels. So stay with me, because by the end of this message, you may never look at a chair the same way again. Now let me ask you something honestly. Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt your knees complain? Have you ever pushed off with your hands without even thinking about it? Have you ever felt a little wobble in your body after getting up? Have you ever noticed that some days your legs feel older than the rest of you? If the answer is yes, you are not alone, and you are not failing. What you are feeling is often a sign that your body is losing functional strength. That phrase matters. Functional strength is not about looking athletic. It is not about lifting heavy weights in a gym. It is not about trying to become the person you were at 25. Functional strength is the kind of strength that helps you live your real life. It helps you rise from a chair. It helps you get out of bed. It helps you climb stairs. It helps you catch yourself if you trip. It helps you carry groceries. It helps you stay independent. And here is the problem. A lot of people over 60 are moving, but they are not truly training that strength. They may walk, which is wonderful. They may stretch a little, which is helpful. They may stay busy around the house, which is better than doing nothing. But many still avoid the one type of movement that tells the body very clearly, we still need strength, we still need stability, and we still need power. That is what the sit to stand does. Every time you rise from a chair, you are asking your body to coordinate your brain, your core, your hips, your thighs, your glutes, your knees, your ankles, and your balance system all at once. This is not a small movement. It is one of the most practical full-body signals you can give an aging body. And the beautiful part is that it is familiar. You do not need to learn some complicated routine. You do not need to get on the floor. You do not need to move fast. You do not need special equipment. You simply need to practice one of the most important movements of daily life with intention. Now, why is this so powerful? Because after 60, the body naturally begins to lose muscle mass and muscle power if it is not challenged. That does not mean your body is broken. It means your body is responsive. It adapts to the signals you give it. If you stop asking for strength, strength slowly fades. If you ask for strength again, the body begins responding again. That is why this one exercise can be so meaningful. The sit to stand directly trains the muscles that often weaken first with age. Your thighs, your hips, your glutes, your core, the very muscles that protect your balance and keep you moving through life with confidence. And there is something deeper here that I want you to understand. For many people, the decline does not begin with one major injury. It begins with small losses, a little more effort to get up, a little less trust in the legs, a little more caution on the stairs, a little more fear in the body, then movement shrinks, confidence shrinks, life shrinks. This is why such a simple exercise can have such a powerful emotional effect, because when you start regaining the ability to rise with more control, more steadiness, and less struggle, you are not just building muscle. You are rebuilding trust in your body, and that changes everything. Now, before we go further, I want to be clear and responsible. If you have had a recent surgery, severe joint pain, dizziness, or a serious medical condition, make sure you speak with your physician or physical therapist before starting a new routine. Safety always comes first. This is about building ability, not forcing it. So let's talk about how to do the sit to stand safely. Start with a sturdy chair that does not slide. Sit near the front edge, not too far back. Place your feet flat on the floor about hip width apart. Keep your chest lifted, your shoulders relaxed, and your eyes looking forward. Then lean slightly forward from the hips, not collapsing, just enough to shift your weight over your feet. From there, press through your heels and stand up slowly. At the top, stand tall, then lower yourself back down with control until you gently touch the chair. That is 1 repetition. If you need support at first, use the chair arms or your hands lightly. There is no shame in that. Support is not weakness. Support is a bridge, and bridges help you get stronger safely. As your body improves, you can rely less on your hands, and that is when progress becomes very exciting, because you begin noticing real-life changes. You may find that getting out of bed feels easier. You may notice less hesitation when standing after a meal. You may feel more stable when turning around in the kitchen. You may start walking with more confidence because your legs finally feel like they are working for you instead of against you. This is one reason the sit to stand is so much more than just an exercise. It is practice for life. That is also why professionals use similar chair stand movements to assess lower body function in older adults. In other words, this motion is not random. It reflects something meaningful about how well the body is working in everyday life. Now, here is what I love most about this movement. It meets you where you are. If you are strong, it can challenge you. If you are deconditioned, it can still serve you. If you have been inactive for years, it can be your starting point. If you feel discouraged, it can become your comeback. And if you are someone who says, Dr. David Wilson, I know I should exercise, but I don't have the energy, then this is exactly the kind of movement that makes sense, because it is simple enough to begin, practical enough to matter, and powerful enough to create momentum. Momentum is everything. Many people believe they need motivation first, and then they will take action. But in reality, small action often creates motivation. You do not wait to feel strong before you begin. You begin, and then strength starts returning. So how many should you do? Start with what feels safe and manageable. For some people, that may be 3 repetitions. For others, it may be 5. For some, it may be 8 or 10. The number matters less than the quality. Move slowly. Stay controlled. Do not drop into the chair. Do not rush upward. Let your muscles do the work. If you can do a small set once or twice a day or several times a week consistently, that is far more valuable than doing too much one day and then quitting for the next 10. Consistency is what changes the body. Not perfection, not intensity. Consistency. And I want to pause here because this point may be the one that helps you most. You do not need to catch up. You do not need to punish your body. You do not need to prove anything. You only need to begin sending your body a better message. A message that says, we still need strength. We still need control. We still need independence. And the body listens. Now let's talk about one of the biggest hidden benefits of this exercise: balance. When people think about balance, they often imagine standing on one foot or doing something difficult. But true balance in daily life is not just about posing. It is about controlling your body during transitions, getting up, sitting down, turning, reaching, recovering. The sit to stand trains transition control. That means every repetition is teaching your body how to organize itself during one of the most common and important movements of the day. And that matters because many falls do not happen during exercise. They happen during ordinary moments, standing up too quickly, losing control while sitting down, feeling weak during a transfer. That is why practicing this skill is so important. And there is another benefit most people never think about. When you stand up repeatedly with control, your heart and lungs also have to participate. This is not just about the legs. The body has to coordinate effort, breathing, circulation, posture, and stability together. Over time, that can support stamina for everyday tasks as well. Now, if your knees are sensitive, here is something important to remember. You do not have to go low. You do not have to force range. You do not have to make it painful. Sometimes using a slightly higher chair makes a huge difference. Sometimes slowing down improves comfort. Sometimes placing your feet in a slightly better position changes everything. The goal is not to copy someone else perfectly. The goal is to find the safest version your body can do well. That is where real progress begins. And if you are thinking, but I have been weak for a long time, listen carefully. Weak for a long time does not mean weak forever. It simply means your body has not been asked, consistently and correctly, to rebuild. That can change, not overnight, but absolutely over time. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing that only dramatic exercise creates dramatic results. But after 60, the body often responds beautifully to smart, repeatable, low-barrier movement. Small efforts done regularly can produce changes that feel surprisingly big in real life. That is the secret. Not fancy, not extreme, not exhausting, effective, and sustainable. Now, once this movement becomes easier, you can gently progress it. You can slow the lowering phase. You can pause just before touching the chair. You can reduce how much you use your hands. You can add 1 or 2 more repetitions over time. You can even pair it with a short walk so you support both strength and endurance. That combination can be incredibly powerful because walking is still valuable. Let me say that clearly. Walking is excellent for mood, circulation, and general activity, but strength is the missing piece for many older adults. When you combine movement for the heart with movement for strength and balance, the body becomes much more resilient. That is when daily life begins to feel different. You feel steadier, you feel more capable, you feel less fragile, and maybe most importantly, you stop seeing aging as only decline. You start seeing it as adaptation. You start realizing that your future is not written only by your birth date. It is shaped by the signals you give your body every day. I want to speak directly now to anyone who has been losing confidence in their body. Maybe you have started avoiding certain chairs because they feel too low. Maybe you hesitate before stairs. Maybe you have quietly accepted that weakness is now just part of life. Please hear me when I say this. Your body may need patience. Your body may need support. Your body may need time. But your body is not done. There is still room for improvement. There is still room for strength. There is still room for change. And sometimes that change begins with something as simple as standing up with intention, not once, but again and again, day by day, until the body remembers, until the legs respond, until the fear softens, until confidence returns. That is why this one exercise could truly change your life after 60. Not because it is magical, but because it is practical, powerful, and deeply connected to how you actually live. So here is what I want you to do. Today, choose a safe chair. Stand up a few times with care, move slowly, breathe normally, stay controlled, and notice how your body feels. That one small decision may become the beginning of a stronger chapter. If this message helped you, I'd love for you to stay connected, because here with Dr. David Wilson, the goal is simple, helping you move better, feel stronger, and stay independent for as long as possible. And remember this, your age is a number, your habits are a signal, and your body is always listening. Start giving it the right signal and you may be amazed at what it gives back.